I can see Kayo is there. I can see Carol Kenodia is there. We are on Twitter. I'm sure Wendy is also logging in. We are on Twitter. So whoever is not able to get us, or sometimes if your network has an issue, please, you can get us online or on Twitter. Madam Director, please, if with the permission, I can allow you to send Jambo so that people can know you are actually my director. So I'll be breaking protocol to start off a meeting without you telling us welcome.
Thank you so much. Jambo to everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate the honor you've shown to us. As Mr. Alex and Jerry just shared, we are focusing today on positive parenting. And this is because particularly during this time of COVID, you've seen the cases that we have had. Children have caused so much chaos in schools. Even yesterday, in one of the schools, you saw boys try to actually attempt to enter a girls' school. Parents will be called upon to come up or rise up to the occasion and attend to their children. So we'll also be looking at what is the impact of substance abuse to these young people at this time, and what is your role as parents. As NACADA, we have the technical capacity to be able to offer skills to parents, to be able to offer competence level trainings to whoever is interested to gain them. But for today, we'll join with the Eastern region to learn from one of the stakeholders in the region. Thank you so much. Karibuni sana. Back to you, Bwana Alex.
Thank you, Madam Director. I'm saying I can see it's like we are experiencing some challenges, but I believe our ICT team is on standby. I'm now made to understand that our guest speaker is ready to give us what we have always waited for in anticipated breath. But before then, I have to introduce myself. As directors said, I'm Mr. Alex Jero, the moderator for this session. But for NACADA, I work as the regional manager for Eastern Region. We are based in Embu. We cover 8 counties in the former Eastern Province. So if you find yourself somewhere around Embu, please, it's a land of opportunity. And I believe also our NACADA office in Eastern is an office of opportunity. So you can pop in St. Jambo. Madam Ruth, are you there? Hello, Ruth.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, please welcome and introduce yourself to the members so that even our director can know you. She's slightly new, but not new to this job. I have worked with her before when I joined NACADA. Karibu sana, madam.
Asante. Thank you so much, Alex, for giving me this opportunity, and Madam Yvonne. I think I've met Yvonne before. I'm so glad to be here today, and even for this invitation, and even for organizing such a good session and such a very relevant session for the time that we are living in. Because where we are now, it is as parents to up our standards. We are not going to bring our children down. It is us to equip ourselves to be able to handle them and to counter the challenges that are forthcoming. So thank you so much. And I work for Meru County Counseling, Rehabilitation and Integration, but professionally I'm a public health specialist. I am also a professional, I'm an addiction professional, ICAP 1. We are so multifaceted. When we were created by God, God doesn't give you just one thing. He gives you several items. So apart from working, I am also the CEO and founder of an organization I call Trace Health Consultancy, whereby our main objective is to send the message of disease prevention. I also run a mentorship program for the youth. It is called Holistic Ladies Mentorship Program. It targets the girls aging from 18 to 26 years, just giving them, helping them and holding their hand to mature in a holistic way. So today, I don't know can I carry on, Alex?
Please go ahead, go ahead. We are listening and we are watching also.
Thank you so much. So apart from that, parents, I'm coming to you as a fellow parent. I am a mother of 4, and one of them is a teen. So today I feel so privileged because I'm speaking to one of my own, and I am at least, I thank God because I have gotten an opportunity out of public health experience to interact with parents, out of my counseling to interact also with parents. So I am so much aware of what is happening. And also I have a lot of interest. I have done research. I have read books on issues to do with parenting. So we are in this together. We are learning together for a better Kenya. So our topic for the day is positive parenting. And parents, let me start with this disclaimer. All children are wonderful. All children are amazing. All children are good. All children are great. All children are awesome. All children are intelligent. All children are meant just to bring joy into our lives. Then where is the issue? I know somebody is telling me, really, Ruth? You don't know the one I have in the house. Yes, I can just repeat what I said, that all children are awesome. All children are amazing. I want to start from a story or analogy. I know most of you know our well. This is the normal oil found in the rural areas. In this well, just the traditional well, not the one with a pump, whereby people have to draw water down from it. You can have a drawer who can drop a tank or a jerrycan down the well and come out with dirty water. And there is another one who can still draw water in the same well and come out with clean water. What is the difference? The difference is patience. The one who drew water and came out with a bucket full of dirty water, there's a technique, there's a strategy that they missed out. They just went in so fast. There's a technique and strategy definitely they didn't apply. But there's this one, slowly by slowly, step by step, they dropped down their jerrycan and they came out with clean water. That is exactly the same for us parents. Any parent, any child can be enabled, can be cultivated, can be nurtured to be a good child, to be a great child, to be a child who brings joy in that home. So today, we are going to handle styles of parenting and how do they affect the behavior of our children. And then also we are going to move briefly as what are some of the signs. And Alex, if you make me a co-host, I can be able to share some slides that I have.
Yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead. And as you do that, we are kindly requesting members who have joined us to send their names on the Zoom chat. Their names and their contact kindly for the purpose of reporting. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm trying to share my screen. Can you see my screen, Alex? Please confirm.
Yeah, please, I'm seeing it. Go ahead and open it. We need to see. I can see parenting, NACADA policy brief. Yeah.
Okay, there you are. Are you there now?
Yes. Not yet.
Not yet?
Yes. I'm still waiting for the slide. I'm sure others are still waiting.
From my end, the screen, I've already opened the presentation. Maybe somebody else can confirm, please.
Members, anybody else who is experiencing the same problem I'm having on this side? Are you able to see the slides?
I can't watch it myself, and the signal is very, very poor from my end.
Oh, sorry.
What we have is a folder, an NACADA folder that is open, but the slides are not yet open.
Exactly, that's what I'm also seeing.
It shows the name of the presentation, but it's not screening it.
Okay, let me try that again.
Sasa ni wewe tunaona.
Mimi mnaona?
Yes.
Okay.
And in case it persists in giving you trouble, do you mind maybe, let's see whether it's work now.
Wow. And now I think we just go ahead without it.
That's what I'm. Members, are you okay with that?
Open the slides.
I am opening. I don't know why you are not able, because from my screen I'm able to watch the. Let me stop. Then let me stop sharing and start all over again.
Members, as our guest speaker tries to connect us to the presentation.
Bear with me a little bit, please.
I guess, Madam Ruth, we still have plan B.
Yeah, we can go without it. Yeah, we have a plan B. We can go without it. Yeah, and as I was saying today, I would want us to look at the parenting styles and how they affect.
I think it's open.
And how they affect. It is opening up.
Yeah, it's loading. Yeah, it has opened up.
Good.
It has opened up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, from my end, stima zimeenda, so you'll have to bear with me. But I'm still there.
Okay.
Yeah, but still it's not coming as I would have loved it to come. Okay. It's like I'm also experiencing low signal, but it's okay. We still move on. I trust that we are going to.
In case it persists, we can do it without the slides.
Okay.
But I can see the slides.
Yeah, it's opening. It looks like my internet is slow, but we can still continue as it is open. So I was talking about parenting styles and how they affect our children. And, there is a psychologist who did a research, and the first one is being an authoritarian parent. By authoritarian parent, this is a parent who works on rules, strict rules, very firm. There's a lot of control, but no warmth. So this parent is the one who says that I am the parent here. If I give an instruction, it must be done. Everything must be done. If I am giving an instruction, there should be no questions. There is no negotiation. It should be done exactly what I have said. If the child tries to ask or to question, there's a probability of being, did you hear what I said? I am the parent here, you have to obey. So that is the kind of authoritarian kind of a parent. Really allows the child to be themselves. They have very high control. Their focus is obedience. So that is all they want to see in a child. And then when it comes to failure to follow the rules, it is punished. It is punished so highly. It is punished so highly, and no room for negotiation and no room for errors. If a child is given an opportunity to make tea, it should be exactly as the mother or as the father wanted. There is no room for adjustment. There is no room for questioning. So that is the first kind of a parent type. And then how does it impact the child? So most of the time, this child is never allowed to be themselves. So they come out to the strategy of surviving. One of the strategies that they come up with is being rebellious. Then the child is unhappy. They are anxious. They are aggressive. You know, everything they depend on their parents. Their esteem is low. They appear so insecure. They are so withdrawn. They have no resources necessary to make any decisions. So, in terms of relationship with drug abuse, substance abuse, there is a high chance that this kind of a child is going to indulge. Why? They grew up without knowing, you know, how to make decisions. There is also, it is a way of self-medicating. You know, it is the easiest way. They are attacked. They are never allowed to be themselves, and in case they happen to turn into alcohol and drug abuse, this they find out are the best escape, as the best friend. This one, I mean, if they have to talk to turn to any substance, this one is not asking me in any way. This is my best friend. This is giving me, you know, it's not attacking me as the parent. So that is the first part of the first type of a parent style. The next parenting style is an authoritative parent. This is a parent who is warm and they have control of their home. They set rules and regulations, but still they go ahead and make the children understand. You know, they are giving they are so reasonable, they are so nurturing, the rules are so clear that in this home there is a negotiation. You know, girls are so well stated, yet they are friendly, but still they have control. They are allies to the children. There is control. They are the parent. They are not losing the grip of being the parent. You know, the warmth is there. The control is there. In terms of in terms of focus, you know, this is in an example. This is the kind of a parent who is going to, you know, to have rules. This is time to sleep. Sleeping time is 8 p.m. But still, a child can tell them, you know, mom, how about I have not finished my work? How about you giving me another 1 hour to catch up one thing? They can negotiate. Then the parent maybe would tell them, I mean, maybe I might not give you the 1 hour, I can give me some more 20 minutes. So there's dialogue. And when it comes in relationship, in relation to alcoholism and drug abuse, the possibility is low of this child being initiated into substance abuse. Why? This is a child who has been brought up. There's somebody who is writing the screen. This is a child who grew up, you know, being so confident. Is high. When they go out and they meet peers, already from home, they learn negotiation skills. There are some social skills which have been built in them that they can be able to say no. They know how to talk for themselves because it is something that has been built in them since they are cultured that way. They are socialized that way. They know how to negotiate. They know how to be assertive. They know how to be themselves. So in terms of substance abuse, there is a possibility that this child cannot indulge. This child cannot be initiated because already from home they have been given the necessary skill, the necessary decision-making skills, the necessary ideas, or what is necessary and the resources that are necessary to navigate the challenges of the world. So this is a happy kid. They interact well with the peers and they have a better health. Then the next type of parenting style is the permissive or the indulgent parent. So this is what kind of a parent? This is a parent who is so much highly involved in the child's life, but still the demands are so low. No rules, no regulation. They just want whatever the child says, it goes. They want this high, but there is no control over the child. So whatever the child says, it goes. The child runs the show. For example, a child says that today I want to go for a sleepover at so and so's place. Oh, okay, that's okay. I am thinking this is the kababa and kamami style of parenting, right? Whereby the child, the parent wouldn't want to make the the child angry. So anything the child says, it goes. So the focus for this kind of a parent is keeping their children happy and giving them freedom. Especially maybe for a parent who grew up in a very strict home. You know, when they were growing up, there was no freedom. The home was strictly strict, you know, from an authoritarian no parent. So when they get their own homes, there's a possibility that I wouldn't want to bring up my children the way I grew up. I am going to be, you know, to give them this kind of freedom. But in terms of substance abuse, there is some impact on it because this kid, they do not know any self-control. They have a hard time following the rules because when they grew up, they never knew anyone who told them stop. They only knew that their way goes. They have no discipline, and in terms of risky behaviors is their portion. Why? They have never known stop. They have never known this is done this way. They have never, you know, they know every time their time goes. So when they go, if it's in a school setup, they wonder, rules, what are you talking about? I mean, I am always used to my way. So anything that goes and it's making me happy, I go for it. So there is a possibility for them also to do that. The next parent, we are calling them the neglectful or the uninvolved parent. This is a parent who doesn't care. I mean, this parent doesn't care. It doesn't care. They are just there, you know. Their mantra is, "I have provided for you. I have given you everything. Why are you complaining?" You know, they believe, you know, a child is not supposed to be, brought up. A child is just supposed to grow like a tree. They are just there. The children just, you know, guide themselves. They are there. They do wherever they want. The parent doesn't care, you know, as long as they have provided. And I think this is one of the parents I have met in my practice. I have seen so many parents whereby they don't have time for, you know, to go for school activities. They do what we call the parents for hire. The parents are left there. The children are just there. If something is needed where a parent is needed, they would rather pay money so that, you know, they would rather pay somebody to go and attend that children. So there's a lot of freedom. No particular discipline style. In this one, no love, no warmth, no control. The children are just bringing themselves up like trees. In terms of substance abuse, you know, this is a child, there is no supervision, there is no guidance, there is no training. And one of the God-given responsibilities for parents is to instruct, is to train, is to nurture, is to coach. So this is a child who has nobody to train, who has nobody to instruct, has nobody to nurture, who has nobody to coach. So there is a possibility that this child, they can try anything. Nobody has ever told them this is right. Nobody has ever given them any guidance. Then the next parent, we call them the overprotective parent or the helicopter parent. You know, this parent sees the world as a very dangerous place for the child. They express fearfulness. You know, they are all over the child, always trying to rescue the child. Their focus is being the child is ally instead of using rules and consequences for the behavior. The impact is the child lack any experience and may panic in very stressful situation. So the children become very insecure and very indecisive. In this kind of parent is the parent who does the homework for the child. You know, if there is anything, a university student, and he needs to do maybe, the grades, they need to follow up on the grades. Instead of the student, a whole university child or a man or a lady following up on their results, the parent is the one, you know, they feel my children, no, I need to protect them. I need to go ahead and look for the grades. If it is the research, they go ahead and collect data for them. You know, if it is a job application, they go ahead and write the job applications for them. So this is a very insecure and a very indecisive child. And when a child is insecure and indecisive, there is a void already that is there. And in the process of looking for something to fill in that void, if they happen to get into alcoholism and drug abuse, it becomes their in thing because already there is insecurity that has been, there is this substance that is going to fill the insecurity in them. Decision, they don't have any excuse to make decisions. So they don't know what is right, they don't know what is wrong, they are waiting for mom and dad so that they can make the decision for them. Alex, hello.
I can hear you. We are with you.
Yeah. You know, the disadvantage of this this virtual, sessions. You don't know if people are there or not.
Members,
Sometimes.
are we there?
Yeah, we
members, are we there?
Yes, we are.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are there.
Ruth. Yes, Madam Ruth, proceed.
I'm here.
Yes, we are
Wonderful.
here.
Paying attention.
And now it's like my screen has behaved, has it?
Yes, now we can see whatever you talked about, we can now read.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, so we have discussed the 5 types of parenting styles. We've talked about the authoritarian, whereby the control is there, but there is no warmth. We have talked about the authoritative. The parent is warm, but still has taken control over the home. We have talked about the permissive. The warmth is there, but there is no control. And there is this other one whereby no control, no love, the children are just growing as trees. And I want us to reflect parents. What parenting style are you using?
Before you proceed, madam,
Yeah.
It has just caught my attention. We have these kind of parents who are always on call. My child, have you eaten? Where do we place this? It's good for members to understand this. Where do we place them? Are they part of the neglective or overprotective? We need to make the difference, because I'm sure, without shadow of doubt, probably a majority of us are there.
Yeah, those are the permissive parents. They are so much highly involved, but there are no rules. The child, there's no control of that, but they are so much overly involved to that child, to their child, but there are no demands. They set the rules. They can say that, everybody should finish their food, or you're supposed to eat at this time, but the parent is not there to reinforce. But still, they are so much involved in their children's life. But in terms of emphasizing and enforcing the rules, the parent is not there.
Thank you, madam. Proceed.
Thank you. So we were doing a reflection. As a parent, what style are you using? And the style that you're using, how about you as a person? How did you grow up? What was your growing up? What did they look like? What is the parenting style that your parent or the guardian used? Is there a possibility that you've carried the same way that you've brought up and you've brought up in your own home? Whether it is working or not, whether it has your past is influencing whatever, how you're behaving right now. Has it influenced session, to just share what kind of parenting style are we using, and maybe how we grew up as it influenced our parenting style. Most of the times it influences where we are, who we are, but does it mean necessarily that it is the right thing to do? And that is why when I began, I was saying that as parents, it is our responsibility, to catch up, to empower ourselves, to have all the resources that are necessary to bring up our whole holistic children and all-rounded children, that amazing child that we are intending to be. Because I know the intention of every parent is to have an amazing child, a successful child, a great child, a child that, is meeting all the expectations that the parents are. But where are we going wrong? So
in short, Madam Ruth, what you are telling us is that the behavior our children will acquire, whether good or bad, because I understand there is no bad child, it's either the behavior that is bad or good. It all depends with our parenting style. Is it right?
Yes.
Thank you. I want everybody to understand that.
Remember the story that I gave, or the example that I gave about a well?
Yes.
Just use a traditional oil, whereby 2 people are drawing water from that well. One of the persons is going to come out with clean water, another one is going to come out with dirty water. And they all fetched water from the same oil. Well, what is the difference? the strategy. So all children are born to be great. All children are born to be beautiful. All children are born to be great. But how we cultivate them, how we nurture them, how we build them, that is all what matters. And maybe also at this point, Alex, I can mention all the children. Children are only looking for three things. Children are looking for love. Children are looking for significance. Children are looking for security. Children will want to be loved whether they are on the wrong or not. Unconditional love. That is what they are looking for. And actually, it is not only about children. All of us, we are born with something, a writing on our forehead saying, seeking for love. All of us, we want to be accepted. We want to be, loved. Same for our children. They want to be loved in many times. Either they're in a bad behavior or not, they are seeking for love. In terms of security, when I say security, I don't mean that, the background proof, or maybe you have the German Shepherd dogs, but emotional security. But when they come home, they don't feel any fear. They don't feel any pain. At home, home is a safe haven, a place they can come back home and say, Mom, Dad, this is what is happening. When they go out and maybe even they have a crash, they'll come back home. I don't know how many parents would accept or would maybe tolerate a child who come back home and tell them, I have a crash and I feel that, I want to start this. Can children trust enough that they can come and share such sensitive issue with you? And when they share, they know that you'll never use it against them. You are their security. Then significance. They want to feel worth. They want to feel important. Those are the three things that the children are looking for. Now, as we talk about the positive parenting, I want us to keep on thinking and reflecting. Is somebody or someone Yeah, maybe Alex, you can assist us with them, maybe so that we can be able to move on smoothly to put off mics.
I would request, Madam,
Yeah.
Because of time, we proceed. Members will be on the Zoom chat. You can do your question, or there will be a time for maybe plenary.
Okay, thank you.
So proceed. I know you have a lot that you have for us, so that we can be able to cover.
Thank you so much. So now, what are some of the things that cause children, indulge into alcohol and drug abuse? I've written there, ADA, it is alcohol and drug abuse. Number one, other people. And the first one is family and friends. There is a study that was done by NACADA. It is in Policy Brief 1/2017. It was carried out in 10 regions. And one of the things that came out of that study, it showed that in terms of influence in indulging in alcohol and drug abuse, 32.2% it is due to friends. Then family, it is 29.3%. So when you talk about the influence, the peer pressure, it takes the highest percentage. And it is our responsibility as parents, to have, the grounding rules for our children and to equip them to be able to say no. Then popular media like movies, cartoons, TV shows, music videos. We are all aware some cartoons could be looking, it is just a cartoon, but it is more than cartoon. There is negative behavior that is being propagated, movies. So as parents, do we know what our children are watching? Do we get concerned to know which shows are they in, what music, what videos are they watching? Then escape and self-medication. Maybe this child is unhappy. Maybe they are stressed. There's something that is not working out, and maybe they're using this drug. As I said, children are looking for love. When they use love, when they miss the love, it is an escape, to find love through the drug. Sometimes not able to ask them anything. So there is something below. And anytime maybe a child is in a behavior that is not acceptable, there is an underlying issue. There is something that is going on in the life of that parent. The next one is rebellion. They want to know that you cannot be able to ask to enable them to be aggressive, so they turn to that substance. They are bored, idle mind, it is said idle mind is the devil's workshop. They are bored. And maybe this is even turning to be so common. I have seen during my practice, you meet a child and you ask them. So a child is like, I wake up at 10. That was given to that child. That child is just there. No tasks, nothing. So in that, because of idleness, there's a possibility they can indulge. Instant gratification, there is a belief that maybe shortcuts to happiness. Somebody told them, for you to be happy, you need to try weed. Lack of confidence. They're using it as an instrument to survive. Then misinformation. There is a lot of myths that is going around the issues of drugs. Maybe they were told that if you take weed, you're going to perform very well. You are going to get this extra energy for your work. You're going to do very well in mathematics. So it is us as parents, our responsibility to demystify and bust them. And let me say this, parents, as we continue, you cannot see the red flags if you are not there for the child. You need to be present.
Madam Ruth.
Yes.
Just seeking clarification. I know the majority of us here in this forum are parents and teachers, caregivers, that category. I've always had as this saying that garbage in, garbage out. And our children really copy what we do. Where do we place that one in terms of what causes our children?
Yeah.
Because if I'm a drunkard person, if I'm a drunkard parent and or a teacher and I always carry alcohol, where in your own ones, where do we place this one?
Thank you, Alex, for that. That is in other people. Children, whatever they see, they do. They learn more through observation more than what you're saying. If you're this kind of parent who comes home drunk at 10, what you're telling that child, without even verbalizing it, you're telling this child, by the way, this is the best behavior that you can ever be. Please, next time, you can also be coming in the morning. That is what you're communicating to that child. So children, they learn more through observation. So it is lying where there is other people. They like coping. They see, they do it.
Thank you so much. Proceed.
Just to add more on the issue of other people, especially this time when we're in lockdown, children are observing. Many people have turned to take their pups at home. And so you're telling this child, when you're just out here, the best way to do, the best thing to pass time, pick one, pick two. Just continue drinking. And no wonder somebody was saying COVID, it is just a general saying that also COVID is going to produce more children who are addicts because they are observing from their parents what their parents are doing and they are copying everything. And friends, thank you. What to look out for? And I was saying that you can only see it is present. And as a parent, if you are not present, you will never know when the behavior of your child has changed. You will never know when the character has changed. You will never know when the skin color has changed. You will never know when the eating behavior has changed. So I know we are very busy people. We are busy wherever we want to make ends meet, especially if we are parents of teenagers. Most of the times, the parents of teenagers are at the peak of their careers. That is the time they want to be significant to the society. That is the time they want maybe to progress in their career. That is the time when demands are so much, all that is there. And let me make this disclaimer, parent. can choose when to marry. You can choose, how many children to have, but you can never choose when your children are going to grow. Whether you are there or not, they are growing. What are you missing out? Are you missing out in their growth process? So some of the changes, as I've used friends, they change, and their friends, they hide them. So secretive about their friends, being withdrawn, secretive, drop in school attendance and the grades, withdraw from family functions. This is a child that you've been tagging along. Very, very often, the child doesn't want again. They are ever in their rooms, locked out. Edginess, very sensitive, highly sensitive. Increased problems in school and at home. Impaired speech and motor coordination. Bloodshot eyes. And in this one, sometimes they are so, they are so clever, they would maybe invest into eye drops, the medicine for the eye drops. So they can put like two, 3 drops, and the eye will clear. So you will never see if there is a bloodshot eye. Unusual smell of the breath, body, or clothing. And I don't know among the parents who are listening to me today, do you ever visit your child's room? Or you are this kind of parent who says that is interfering with my child's privacy. I mean, when is this time that your very own child, a child that you brought up, you washed, you did everything, now they are feeling, where did you lose them, that they feel that this time you are so much indulging, you are so much interfering with their privacy. And so now when you're appearing when things are not working, they are wondering, obviously, wherever children, keeping a distance when talking, a child whom you talk at a close distance, suddenly they want to talk from a distance, change of mood. 1 minute they're happy, another time they are so moody, they are so aggressive, they are even answering to you, brushing many times in a day. A chronic cough that not respond to treatment. Every time you are attending this cough and it is unexplained. They have taken the medication, still it is there. You need to ask why and how come. Unexplained skin rash. A child had already, and in this one we really need to separate, to differentiate between adolescents. They have acne, so it could be. You need to differentiate. Is it acne that just comes because of adolescence, or this is just an unexplained skin issue that we don't know what is happening? The skin can also be dark. A light child, suddenly their skin is turning to be dark. It's like presence of paraphernalias. Most of the times when a child starts using alcohol and drug abuse, you will see things. If they are on tobacco products, you see some rolling papers. If maybe like a paper that wrap the you might see banana leaves. You might see a lighter, like the butane lighters. You might see them in the house. You might see them with T-shirts, written funny messages. You can see maybe them with the bangles, especially with these Rastafarian colors. You might see them with those small bottles and of nose and eye drops. You might see syringes. You might see some burnt spoons. You might see presence of painkillers because maybe they are attending, some withdrawals. Wearing of sunglasses even in the house. So those are some of the things that you can do. But generally, a child who has started using, you will see either change in their physical aspect. You will see change psychologically. In their psychological behavior. You will see social changes. You will see social changes. So those are some of the things. So for you as a parent, presence, being close. I'm not saying that you be this parent who is, so confronting, but being there, being a kin, being a present parent.
Madam Ruth, if I may
Yep.
ask for clarification kindly.
Yes.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I've had parents
I
complain
can.
that, yes, I've had some parents complain that their children or their teenage children have this possibility of they just want to harm themselves, they want to harm others. Could that be also a pointer that something is not right with their children? And equally, in addition to that, there's that aspect of the child becomes violent, yelling, wanting to fight anyone who comes their way. We know we are likely
Definitely.
to mistake that one with teenage period, but from your own experience, where would you place that one?
Definitely, that is also a pointer. Different drugs behave differently. There are those which will bring such a tendency. A child would feel, depressed, or feel hopeless, or feel useless. They want to harm themselves and they want to harm others. And especially if child could be using cannabis, a child could even be hallucinating that they are being harmed, they are being attacked, because hallucinations, they come in several ways. They can either be hallucinations that a child is seeing things that are not there, hearing things that are not there, the feeling of things that are not there. So in all of these hallucinations, a child could be feeling I'm being attacked. In the process of being attacked, they can be defending. They are hallucinating. They either attack that person or even they harm that person or harm themselves. It is a pointer, Alex.
Hello, Ruth.
Yeah, yes.
Hello. I have a question.
Yes.
How is it possible that you don't use those pointers against your child? For example, you are talking about chewing gum. Sometimes you may even accuse them of maybe using drugs by the fact that you see them chewing gum, while in a real sense they don't even use any drugs, but you're using a pointer of chewing gum to accuse them. How can you navigate around that?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, because when you see this point, all these points, doesn't mean that necessarily the child is using. So it is you as a parent who should take time to investigate, to know, to find out what are other pointers, look for clues, look for other clues that can be able to give you, to be able to help you out. But it is wrong just by the fact the child is chewing, you start attacking them, or you start having the discussion and, yeah. So it is, be calm, take your time to find out, to get more clues if they could be using or not.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Ruth. Let me recognize the presence of our CEO. I've seen he's with us. Bwana CEO, karibu sana.
Karibu sana.
Thank you for, I just remembered, I've just seen the communication. I was not expected. I just wanted to confirm what it was. So don't worry about me, just continue.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Ruth, proceed kindly.
And so, saying parents, we are saying that we need present parents who are able to connect with their children, parents who are there for their children. As I said, children are not looking for presents, they are looking for presence. That is what they want. And as you are present, you are able to pick any changes in terms of social aspect, in terms of appearance, in terms of performance, and you're able to, to help that child in time. Now, today we are talking, it is positive parenting. Today we are talking about positive parenting. And just to reiterate what children are looking for security. If they miss three things in possibility, they are going to look for these things elsewhere. They'll look from people. They can also look for this acceptance from a substance. And substance can be the best of their friends, because there's one, they control it. It gives them the desired results. They are not out there, they want to be addicts, but there is a particular desired result they are looking for. And why are children lacking love at home? Why is the insecurity at home? Children are suffering some disappointment. Anytime that you find a child having an underlying factor, whatever you are seeing, the use of drug or any other ill behavior, there is an underlying factor. And you can only get the underlying factor if you are close to that child, if you are giving them unconditional love, if you are giving them acceptance, if you are giving them the security. In my practice, most of the time when children come, they always say that, our parents are not understanding. My mom is not understanding me. My dad is not understanding me. And I want to ask you again, parents, do you understand your child? And these children, as you understand them, are you understanding them as a block, or you've singled out each child as their own strengths, as their own weakness? They have their own gifts, they have their own talents, they have their own personalities, they have different temperaments. Children get disappointed when you compare them. And if you really get able to understand that child, and understanding it was listening, seeking to understand through listening. Those small things. That small girl growing up, they're saying that in school, they're saying that, no, you are fatty. Just that, listening that. You may not talk, but just listening, showing that you care. Children do not care how much you know. They care how much you care to show interest. So when you listen, you will get to know what are some of the things that needs to be corrected before they go out of hand. What are their thoughts? What are their interests? What is happening in their lives? What is happening with their friends? Because definitely if something is happening with their friends, there is a possibility it's going to creep down to your children. So listen, understand your child, take them as an individual. Take them as a single file. Seek to understand them. Then practice unconditional love. Never withhold love as a punishment of bad behavior. If you withhold love, they will seek for that love elsewhere. And one of the ways they seek for that love is through alcohol and drug abuse, because them hate the behavior and not the child. It is important as parents to know how to separate the behavior. Attack the behavior, do not attack the child. When you are attacking the child, there is a possibility they are going to develop some defense mechanisms. They are going to put a wall around themselves, and they'll say, after all, I was trying in mathematics, and really she is saying you cannot amount to anything. E is your portion. You can never try. Sometimes, even in terms of substance abuse, maybe they had only experimented because of peer pressure once, and maybe you noted and you attack. I knew it. I knew you're going to be a drunkard. I knew it. I knew your place is rehab. Definitely, even if they wanted to improve, they will not improve because of the attack. So let's learn to attack the issue, but not the child. Attack whatever behavior. And it is important to use the I statement. What is this that you feel? I feel, disappointed. Not you baking. Appreciate more, and they're able to improve. Then the next one, protect your child emotionally. Out there is so much of attacks of the children. Can children come home and feel safe there? When I come home, I am accepted and I feel safe. Then raw children. Children, they copy. There's somebody called James Baldwin. He said, children have never been very good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed from imitating. Model the positive behavior you want to see in your child. Model that positive behavior. If you don't want them to get into alcohol and drug abuse, do not have it. If you are violent and you don't want to become violent children, please do not be violent. If you are this person who is, maybe it is one of the parents beating the other, definitely you are telling them, when you grow up, I am telling, don't even beat, kill. That is what you are telling them. Children do not experience the intention, they experience the actions. It is not what you are telling them, it is what they are observing you do. So as a parent, it is important we strive to be at our best behavior at all times, because our children are copying from what we are doing. So train. There is a difference between teaching and training. For the teachers who are listening here, I know you can explain this better. Teaching, you are just giving information. But when you are training, it is do as I do. I demonstrate. Parents, parents tell, general parents tell, a good parent explains, superior parents demonstrate, but great parents inspire. So role modeling of our parents, of our children. Then another thing is connecting with your child. Presence. Children, we have some, quality time stealers, if I may put it that way. Put off that television, that internet, pause it the video, just to be there, just to connect with your as a family, have a way of connecting, even if it is few minutes that you can be able. As you're there, as you're connecting with your child, that is the time when you learn, is there any ill behavior, and this again, child feels that I am accepted, I am very important, that my mom or my dad or the parent who is there can be able to stop whatever they are doing so that they can give me time. Affirm them. Acknowledge your child. Refine that goals. Focus on good behavior. There are parents who are always on attacking mode. They just get in the house, they are seeing negative. They are seeing, anyway, they are seeing, the house is not clean, this is not be done, where is this? They are always on attacking mode. Children, they love being affirmed. As you affirm them, they acknowledge them, they feel, I can do better, I can try again. As I said, you find a goal. Focus more. And maybe this lacks 20%. 80% of this child is wonderful. Maybe it is only, maybe they tried that cigarette. But this child is obedient. This child, it's only this 20%. Why are you forgetting about the 80% of this child and you just focus on the 20%? We can focus on the good, on the positive. Believe in your child. A healthy nation is determined by our homes. If at home we believe in our children, it means we are going to have a healthy society and healthy, and a healthy nation. Speak life upon your children. Be the prophet of your child. There's somebody who told me one day, they went to do a research in a prison, and they in the majority, they say, imagine I am what my mother called me. I am what my dad called me. End up being a prostitute. And truly, due to this, that is why I am here. Speak life. We are told anything that you confess in 21 days, it becomes a habit. If you do it in 90 days, it becomes a lifestyle. The power of life is in your tongue. power of death is in your life. Speak life. Even if you cannot see it right now, speak life upon your child. When they hear that you believe them and you're speaking positive about them, it is a matter of time. It's going to change. Then another thing, if we have to have positive homes and having dialogues, give them an opportunity to hear their views. What do you think about this sitting arrangement? That one makes them this home arrangement. What do you think about us having this project and this project? They'll feel so important. They'll feel so worthwhile. They will feel they're important, and their feelings they are accepted. Share also yours. And as much as possible, it is also important, either you're angry or not, to use a calm voice. And anytime someone uses a harsh voice, you become defensive and you put a wall around you. Even if they were saying a good thing, it can never be heard, because already there is a wall. As parents, it is important, even if we are annoyed, even if we are disappointed, to calm down. Because when you calm down, you are able to break the wall. In case there is a defense mechanism, a wall they had put around themselves, you are able to break it and get the message into their hearts. Then, for us to have positive parenting and positive homes, it is also important to have structures, rules and regulations. Rules, regulations which are consistent, they are so clear. They are so clear, and it's a routine. And they are just so clear. And these rules, they have been communicated to children, like you have saying them for the first time. You keep on repeating them. If you're stepping out, maybe for example, and you tell them, I want to find the house clean. To you, clean means something else. But to them, maybe it means just washing the house, and they have not reached. To them, that is what they mean by a house which is, the expectation. So be consistent, be clear, repeat the rules like you're saying for the first time. Behavior changes after, hearing information many and many times. That is when behavior change occurs. So provide a structure at home. And in this, I have found homes whereby, parents do not know what children are doing during the day. They can wake up anytime they want. They can watch wherever they want. They can go visit whoever they want. They can, children are just, there's no structure of that home. And with this one, it helps even in fighting peer pressure when children come and tell you, in so-and-so's home, this and this is happening. Why can't you also do this? They have a mini bar at home. They drink together with their parents. Why not us? So if there is rules and regulations in your home, it is easier to tell that child that, that is their home. And the rules and regulations of our home, it is this. And the reason for these rules and regulations, it is 1, 2, 3. Then, be involved. Be involved in their well-being. Be involved in their, monitor their schoolwork, get to know their friends and parents, encourage their talents, spend time with them, even if it is spending time one child 10 minutes. It is not like a group, taking a child as an individual, because different parents, different wants, different behavior. Take that child, because if there is maybe a child who is phlegmatic or these quiet children, they can easily not be noticed in the house. So you have to be a deliberate parent. You have to be a parent who is there getting involved. I'm not saying that ovary, but life is about balancing. Then the next one, pray. I don't know if I'm imposing my values to somebody, but a family that prays together remains. There is a higher authority. That means even if you're not there, these children knows that, there is somebody else who is watching over me. Even if maybe this child is out of town or out of the country, they know that there is somebody else who is here and I have to have this fear. And when they even lose hope, when there are so many life challenges here and there, praying gives them a hope. It is going to give them hope. It is going to give them comfort. It is going to give them encouragement that there is a thing, something to hope for. Then play with them. Have time to play with them. Do not be too serious. Don't be so serious. Play with the children. Have time to play with them, to talk to them. Just to bring your hair down and just have a good time with them. As you're having good time, there are things that child. Then, positive home, as I said again, love, unconditional love, emotional security, and making a child feel significant, making a child feel worthwhile, making a child feel important. All children, parents, they are amazing. They are great. Through love, through listening, slow to speak and slow to anger and fear of God. Just maybe a recap, or maybe just to recap what positive finding your child as an individual, their strengths, their weaknesses without comparing, seeking to understand, listening to your children as much as possible, show that you care, practicing unconditional love, training them and modeling for them the behavior that you would want to see, connecting with them through presence, through doing little rituals together, playing and praying together, have activities that you can be able to do together, attend to their school activities, affirming them, acknowledging the small things that they do, seeing positive more than seeing the negative in your child, believing in them. If they tell you maybe they have been suspended in school and maybe you give their story, believe in them, and with time you'll be able to correct. Speak life. Be the prophet of your child. Do not wait until people out there are speaking things to the ears of your children. Speak life, speak hope, speak greatness. Let the children not just speak big vision upon their lives. Speak success upon their lives. Speak greatness upon their lives, and surely it shall come to pass. And anytime, a mind is like a womb. Whatever you give it, it manifests. And the doors to the womb are the ears. So anytime you keep on speaking life upon your children, there is something that is registering, that is happening in their mind. There is something that is happening. And even if there is a negative behavior, love conquers all. So that declaring and decreeing, it is going to conquer all. With time, your child is going to be what you want. Communication, having dialogues, having time to talk, having a conversation, enjoying their conversation, listening, to what they're saying, not having, a loud voice, having a calm voice. And remember, children pick what they see. If you are this kind of a family whereby everybody is shouting at, you are in upstairs, somebody is downstairs, you're shouting, children will be exactly that. Just be calm, address the issue, not the child. Attack the issue, not the child. Provide a structure. Have rules and regulation. Be consistent. Have a routine to follow. Be involved. Let them know that they're important and they're the best thing that ever happened. Pray and play. Pray and as I conclude, I want to conclude
Hello, Madam Ruth. Hello, members, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know.
Yes.
Ruth, can you hear me? It appears the... Hello?
Yeah,
Hello, members.
we are getting you.
Yes, we are getting you.
I was trying to buy time so that our guest speaker can conclude, but it appears that when it comes to quoting the Bible, the devil is never happy. He ensures that it doesn't happen, but at least we have read. Haven't we read? Is that she struggles with the internet. Maybe let me also appreciate the presence of my colleagues. I've seen Susan, she's in the house. I've seen my colleagues, Warwe, Wendy, Mahenza, we are all in the house. And for all teachers who are in this program, we really are appreciative of you as NACADA. And there is no shadow of doubt that what we've been taken through today is amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Even myself, having worked in NACADA, having gone through all these write-ups, I think I've read so and I've learned so many new things. And I would kindly request that we take this discussion further, even after this session, so that we can engage even after this. I don't know what is your take, members. I see some of you are requesting for these materials. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, and for members who've just joined us, kindly give us your name and your contact on the Zoom chat, and if possible, your email address. Probably we can send, I can request Madam Ruth to start the presentation. Madam Ruth, can you hear me? So, Madam Yvonne, Director.
Yes.
Can you, what is the way forward? Because as a moderator, I see almost the curfew time is about to usher, we are about to usher in the curfew time, and I don't want maybe members who are not in the house to report. They will start calling me and telling me you've made us get into this problem. Maybe, I don't know whether our CEO is still with us. We can give him time to say Jambo now that we are concluding, right? Before that, and it's you to do that kindly.
Alex?
Yes.
Alex?
Sorry,
I know.
Ruth?
Yeah, please. There is, I don't know if you could allow me before you give the director of the CEO an opportunity to speak, to read a particular poem as my conclusion.
Sure, we had
I don't know if we have minutes.
Yes. Go ahead, please.
Yes, so
and you have
there is a particular.
Good, now we can see you. It's good also to see you as you speak.
You can see you now. Kindly allow me this poem. And the parents, maybe you have children in particular schools, most of the times in their newsletters, there is this poem which is always written. It says like this: if a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. If a child lives with hostility, he learns violence. If a child lives with ridicule, he learns to be shy. If a child lives with guilty, if a child lives with encouragement, he learns confidence. If a child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. If a child lives with fairness, he learns justice. If a child lives with security, he learns faith. If a child lives with approval, he learns to like himself. If a child lives with acceptance and friendship, he learns to love the world.
Wow.
Thank you.
Welcome. And before we end, Madam Ruth, there is a request that whether you could share with us the presentation. Members are really moved. I'm sure we are going to change this world. We are going to change the way we have been parenting. We are going to change the way we've been giving care to our children. Some of us have been away for so long. We keep away from home. We get home late. But I believe from this presentation, we are going to create time for our families and also time for our children. So please, I need you to confirm to members so that next time they call me, I will be saying, no, confirm that you are going to share the presentation.
Yeah, I'll send to you, Alex.
For free, not at any cost.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Madam Director, I've seen Susan is around. Susan, can you hear me kindly? Madam Susan Maua.
I can hear you.
Yes, madam. I know you are guru in this area, and now I've brought you another guru in the same area. You kindly, can you comment as we close the discussion, kindly?
Yeah, this is very good, a good start, and I think we can continue to engage with this. Thank you, Ruth, for bringing that out. I just wanted to also add that you can, for those who are here, you can find positive parenting booklet on NACADA website. So that in addition, as Ruth shares, there is also, how you can hold conversations with others. Thank you, but that's a great job.
Thank you, madam. Madam Director, kindly.
Thank you so much, Madam Ruth. That was very, very informative. And I've also learned a lot. And as Susan Maua mentioned, if you also go to our website, apart from the booklets, you will find also booklets for different age groups. So depending on what age your child is at, you will find booklets that are just targeting them for information, particularly to those different children. Otherwise, thank you so much, members, for joining in. We shall be having these sessions every week, different areas of parenting. Kindly feel free to join in. Bwananjeru, thank you so much for moderating. This was very wonderful. Thank you, and back to you to close the meeting.
I thought, madam, with your permission, if the CEO is around, he can now close for us.
I have looked and I'm not seeing him. I don't know if he has come back.
Okay, madam, no problem. Then members, we are really appreciative. I cannot add more. My boss has just talked, and appreciated everybody for your attendance. And as you've heard, we'll be having a series of these kind of sessions each week in different regions. Please make also use of our physical office in Eastern. We are located in Embu. When you are in Embu town, give us a call. We have our contacts are in our website. Also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, NACADA. We are on and we are active and doing things even during this period of COVID. So with all powers given to me by the director, kindly allow me to you with a laugh and dismiss with the blessings of the Most High God. Thank you and goodbye, members.
Thank you. Bye.
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 Bye.